1, 2, 3, 4.
Last summer, I finally made my first trip to Yellowstone National Park.
Got to find a way if you want to go.
Look at where I'm at. Check this out. First time I've ever seen these bad boys.
Gonna do it for you. Got to find your own.
My visit to the park was part of a 3-month road trip I took to pursue 22 different species of wild trout within their native ranges. The fine-spotted Snake River cutthroat and Yellowstone cutthroat were what had brought me to this corner of Wyoming.
If you want to love.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to say one thing. It's the 4th of July!
Because the Snake River itself was blown out, I explored some other tributaries, but by mid-afternoon, had nothing more than a few 4-inch fish to show for it.
Really fun fishing though, double tries, chubby to a drake or a PMD. Going for the big one.
I finally did find some bigger fish, but landing them was a different story.
Gonna go drive around now, find a different stretch of water. So I got my revenge on these guys. Hiking back into some more remote sections of river has really made the difference. I'm catching a bunch of really nice cutthroat now. I'm gonna try to get a couple of these dry fly eats on film. And being a one-man film crew, plus having to fish at the same time, it might not work out that well. But if it does, it's gonna be awesome. I'd been pretty lucky in regards to mosquitoes until now. Literally any piece of open skin that I have, they're just sucking the blood out of me.
I have like 20 on me right now.
Alright, so today I am doing an overnight into Slough Creek, which is actually a pretty popular angling destination, but for good reason. Big cutthroat, on dries. From what I've been told, fishing should be pretty stellar. That's it. So we'll see what happens. So that's Slough Creek. Super slow. I ran into some trouble on the trail, and no, it wasn't from these cowboys on horse-drawn carriages. Hi.
That was actually the first time I've ever seen a badger. And they just came mobbing right down the trail, right at me, and they were not happy with me. So I got to the camp. It's about 4.5 miles in, and there's some really cool antler sheds. Obviously, can't take anything out of the park, so people have just stacked these here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pointer.
Pretty cool. I'm going to just set up my tent, probably hike another couple miles upstream. The water looks great. There's a lot of really flat, snaky stuff, but that's what I was expecting.
Water literally right here, 20 yards from the tent, looks so good. I can't help but just take a few casts.
Oh, that was a hard hit. Yeah, right along that seam. Don't know if you can see this on camera, but I'm watching about a 16, 17 inch fish rise right now. And I put these flies right in front of his face. Here we go, here we go. Denied. Okay, he came and looked at the chubby and denied it. And now he's spooked. That's a big fish. Got him. Oh, that was crazy. At the same time that the big one ate, a smaller one ate the caddis. The big one ate the chubby, the small one ate the caddis, and I hooked the smaller one. Shouldn't say small, I mean, he's still a nice sized fish. And of course, I forgot my net again. Long distance release, as they say.
Thankfully, that wasn't the only big cutthroat hanging out in this little back eddy.
I'm gonna spook him. Oh, that's gonna go right on his face. He didn't even look up. He is not interested whatsoever. Oh, okay. That was the first time he's looked at it. He's gone. All right, that one's spooked, but there's another one over here rising in like a foot of water. These guys are gonna be a little more selective than I thought, which makes it fun.
So the tripod wasn't that discreet, but I think getting a little bit closer for some of these shots made it worth it. After a few refusals, I decided it wouldn't hurt to try skating the caddis across the surface.
There he is. I skated it a little bit, and apparently that's what he wanted. Nice cutthroat, really nice cutthroat.
If you've fished Slough Creek, you'll know that it's almost pointless to blind cast. If you want to catch the big ones, you've got to be patient and you've got to sight fish to them. When the wind picked up in the afternoon, it made sight fishing nearly impossible. After several hours of slow action, I finally walked up on a really nice fish.
Not rising, but feeding very aggressively. He's gonna look at this for sure. Here we go. Okay. Solid refusal. Alright, I'm gonna give it a minute and see if he comes back. But he's further up. Oh, he's coming way over to look at that. Wow, I just pulled him like 5 feet off of his path. This is gonna go right over. Oh. What do you want? What are you eating? For whatever reason, just not breaking the surface. All right, I hate to say it, but I've had enough of this.
Since I couldn't get it to commit to a dry fly, I caved and decided to tie on a dropper.
If he doesn't eat this, I might just hike out tonight. He ate it all right. And he snapped.
Since he was the only fish I had seen for a few hours, I wasn't going to give up on him easily. So I fished upstream and came back a little while later, and he was still there.
Things might be a little bit different. Got him. Oh! Why is this fish so hard to catch? This is the first time I've seen him rise all day. All right, take number 72. He's rising now, is the good thing. Got it. Please don't pop off. Finally, yes. I'm so hyped. Oh my god. It took me 45 minutes to catch this fish.
I'm so pumped.
I'm out of the park now. I'm headed to a spot in northern Wyoming that is going to remain nameless. This is another headwater stream that has some really big cutthroat, but also some big browns, big rainbows, a little bit of everything. I already fished it like 8 years ago when I was just starting to fly fish, and I remember it being a super sweet spot. So I'm gonna go see if it's anything like I remember it being.
This water's really cool because there's like 7, 8 spots right in front of me that would legitimately look like great spots for fish to be holding. And I'm not catching a fish out of any of them. That looks incredible. Oh! Looks like a that was a nice fish. Looks like a cutthroat on the chubby. Why do I always forget my net? Gosh. Maybe, yeah, definitely a cutthroat. On the dry. A lot of bows. A couple pretty big cutthroat would make me happy. Definitely a fish in here. At least one. This is a big fish. This is the biggest one yet. This is a sick fish. Damn, I need a net. No, 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 no. Big cutthroat. for sure gonna lose it. Gorgeous fish. This is a big boy fish. Yo! Holy shit. That is a big cut.
I felt pretty terrible handling fish that big without a net, so I hiked a mile back to the truck to get it. Of course, when I finally started fishing again, the fishing had completely turned off. Nothing going on.
Not gonna lie, it's been kind of a tough evening, especially with how hot it started out. And my tripod also just turned into a bipod. Yeah, that's pretty much good for nothing now. Alright, some of you aren't gonna like this. I had a cut bow, hit the chubby pretty hard. He had it deep, like he was bleeding, and I wasn't really sure if he was gonna survive anyway. So I legally harvested him. And now he is in my skillet, and we are whipping up one of my specialties, trout and ramen burritos. Anyone who's been camping with me and has had this knows that it is a real treat.
When you're lucky enough to do nothing but fish for 3 months, any food that's not a hot dog is a welcome sight.